Hold on to your broomstick, witches, because things are about to get messy on the Witch's Road. Today, we're talking Agatha Harkness, a Coven in crisis, and one very unlucky Sharon, who probably regrets that second glass of wine. So sit tight, hit the subscribe button, and let's dive into this magical chaos of episode 3 of Agatha All Along. So Agatha and her coven are trucking down the Witch's Road, all with the Salem Seven on their tail. The crew is already spooked, especially since Sharon, who isn't even a witch, thinks she's been kidnapped.
This is a kidnapping!
Agatha, of course, drops the bombshell. This road's a test, and nobody's got their powers.
The road will test us and our knowledge of the craft.
That means it's time to break out the old school magic. And Teen, our favourite witch fanboy, tells them,
Witchcraft. Emphasis on the craft.
But it's not before long before they're sidetracked by Teen's mysterious sigil when he tries to talk about himself.
Again, who are you?
The other witches point it out that Agatha denies to know its meaning. Teen questions why someone would hide his true identity, but the group must focus on making it down the Witch's Road. Sharon gets herself stuck in quicksand and almost gets swallowed. Unlike her handbag, that gets totally swallowed. But Sharon gets rescued by the girls. A little too late, Agatha's like,
Rule number 1. Do not step off the road. Oh.
Now I have to say it's refreshing that the show hasn't gone down the CGI rabbit hole with this one. It's got that retro Wizard of Oz vibe, like it was filmed in a studio with props you can actually trip over. It's a nice break from the CGI overload of Quantumania. Anyway, the Coven stumbles across a house and suddenly they're transformed into characters from HBO's Big Little Lies.
None of us really see things as they are. We see things as we are.
Or as Sharon likes to call them, Huge Tiny Lies.
She's funny!
Complete with fabulous outfits, one of them finds a riddle that obviously points to wine.
Wine!
Why not?
You're not funny.
Teen goes off to find a corkscrew and Jen follows, warning him to be cautious around Agatha.
Did you know she traded her own child for the Book of the Damned?
And no one knows what became of him. He might be dead or an agent of Mephisto. Jen suggests that Agatha might not even recognize her own son if he returned. Teen's unsettled by this, hinting at a potential connection to his own mysterious identity. In my opinion, this is too obvious a hint that he's Agatha's son, Nicholas Scratch, and I'm going to stick with my suggestion from a previous video that he is Mephisto. Cue the witches pouring the wine, but it's poison, and here's when it gets wild. Debra Jo Rupp, brilliantly as Sharon, steals the show.
I have had a very hard day, do not judge me.
Starting off down in the wine like a soldier on shore leave, and ending up with a swollen face and hallucinations, just like a soldier on shore leave. Things go from bad to worse, and despite Agatha's best efforts to dodge the poison, her glass keeps filling up and everyone stumbles around having terrifying hallucinations while trying to brew an antidote with random household objects. As if things couldn't get more dramatic, the windows start cracking with the pressure of the water threatening to flood the house, reminiscent of the witch trials where witches would be burned or drowned by trial. Agatha starts hearing a baby cry in a basket with the Darkhold inside, but she snaps out of it just in time with a bit of blood from Teen to finish the antidote. The house floods and they escape through an oven. Yes, an oven with a very unconscious Sharon. And they crawl back out into the Witch's Road. It's all very dramatic, but then Sharon doesn't survive the ordeal.
Sharon's dead. Who's Sharon?
Now, I'll be honest, this episode was fun, but a little underwhelming. The set design, fantastic. The performances, spot on. But the task, felt a little bit like watching a group of people in an escape room. Don't get me wrong, the flashbacks revealing their dark past were a nice touch, but it would be more satisfying if those fears had been the key to solving the puzzle. The escape room theme was great for a few minutes in The Big Bang Theory, but not for a whole episode.
Just saying, no refund for finish early.
As for Mrs. Hart, I'm calling it now. She has to come back. Maybe she's Mephisto. Maybe she's Dr. Doom's mum. Who knows? If I'm right, you heard it here first. So what did you think? Was this episode a hit or a miss? Drop your theories in the comments, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more magical mayhem. You wouldn't want to miss what happens, trust me. See you in the next one, and don't forget, stay magical.